Hi. Hello. Hi. I am Spantopia Racing, but you can call me Span. How are you? I recently filmed a video, and it was a great video. It was a Natter video, and I had some great points about my new autism diagnosis and things that have been up in my life recently. And I did like so much, like this much. Got this great, like I did like this much knitting, maybe, in that video. And then somebody, very stupidly, in the middle of the night, after they had been doing a reading video, they happened to maybe actually permanently delete the video files for that video. So I have the audio file. So what I'm gonna do, now that I've calmed down about it, I was outrageous, I was mad, I was sad, there were a lot of emotions happening, I decided that I would still be able to use that, which I made, and I would just do another video to put underneath the audio. So that's what this video, this strange as it is video, is going to be of me knitting, and I'll leave the audio of this in as well. Double layer, twice as much. Good fun. And I will listen. Yeah. All will be well. Alright. Hope you enjoy this strange, interesting video that we've got going. Let's see. Hello. Hi. I am Spantopia Racing, but you can call me Span. How are you? I thought that I'd better check in. I thought I'd sit down and see how you're going and update you on all things Span. So I have here, we can't really see very well, but I've got my knitting. I thought we'd have a bit of a knit and a natter, a bit of a knit and a natter. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't remember how to knit. I'm going to have to remember how to do that. So I'm going to have a bit of a knit and natter. I've got my candle, my nail candle, which does make amazing sounds, you're right. It smells so good. Have a smell. Yeah, so I'm gonna light it. I'm gonna light that candle. Let's do that right now. Let's light the candle right now. I feel like I want to point you down just a little bit. Come in. There we go. Just gonna do this. Just gonna hold still. There you go. Alright, I feel like this is better. I feel like this is gonna be easier for everything. So I've got my candle. I'm gonna pop it over there. Over the video. Oh, the chair makes bad sounds. I've got my matches. I do love lighting matches. I'm a little bit of a pyromaniac. So yes, I will be able to do a video where I light lots of matches. I'm not sure if you can hear, but it is actually raining today. I filmed some more videos this morning in the rain. You can barely hear it outside, and it was a little bit heavier than this, and it was just absolutely lovely. And it's been literally raining all day. Like it is like now. It is 3:18 in the afternoon, and I can still see the raindrops coming down. I can still see the raindrops coming down outside. So that's nice and cozy, and I've got my ring light set up to the side, so it's kind of lighting me from the front and the back. So, and not too reflection on the vases because I'm looking this way and it's pointing this way, so nailed it. Anyway, I'm gonna light my candle now. That was a light my candle now. It was a dog hair, just for reference. Ow, 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 ow. Oh, listen. It's making the noises. So, God, I gotta eat this candle. Nom, 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 nom. Eat it. Nom, nom, nom. So, I don't have my nails. I've recently bitten all my nails right back. So, because I've had a very stressful few days, my fingernails, I've just not been able to control the nervous biting. I guess the stem. But yeah, so we'll get into that in a moment, but it doesn't make quite as nice sounds without my longer nails. It's still pretty good. Right, so I'm just gonna pop him up over here in the corner of the video. Also, I'll just pop the matches just to the side. Also, so I have this what was I? I was like, my coffee. I think I was gonna introduce my coffee. I have this cup of coffee. My Wonder Woman cup. And I have my superpower jumper on. It's new and it's not as comfy as I thought it was going to be, which I use my superpower to not enjoy. Right, so I've got my coffee. I'll just pop it up here for now. Put it there. It can be in shot next to the candle. Right, so I've been rambling a lot. Oh, it's nearly Easter. You know how I know it's nearly Easter? Mini eggs. Cadbury brings these out every Easter. Mini eggs. And they are gluten-free. The statement is that it just contains milk and they're just really yummy and they're relatively cheap. They're like $2, I think. And then they go on special and you can get 2 for $2. So I do that. And I love them. I wish they were around all year round, but they don't seem to be. Just open it. And then it just flips, the lid just flips up. And then inside is some little like bird eggs. Would you like one? I see you took one. That's nice. Right. So I'll just have a couple of those. See if I can stop it just to. I'll put the lid on and put it away because I don't much like talking with things in my mouth. It tastes so good though. So that's enough of the mini mukbang I just got. But let's do some knitting and have a natter about how life's going. How's life going for you? Logically for me. Oh yeah, that's nice. Things going. Okay, yeah. Oh, fair. Yeah, fair enough. So, just one major thing has happened in my life recently. I got another diagnosis. It's always fun to be diagnosed again and again and again. Let's not put the wall near the fire. Bad plan. So, my new diagnosis is autism. do have autism. I'm autistic. I didn't know this at all. I only recently started thinking about it thanks to one of my watches. And also, I only really started taking it seriously when my therapist, without me prompting at all, said, maybe we should look into this. And I was just like, wait, what? So we looked into it, and I spent lots and lots of money and a lot of stress and time getting a diagnosis, an autism diagnosis. And it was a telehealth autism diagnosis. So let's see, what do we got here? We've got, you go 2 normal and then 2 backwards and then 2 normal and 2 backwards. Is that what we're doing here? Is that how this works? What is knitting? I don't remember very much. So you poke it through, you wrap it around, and then you pull it off. You poke it through, wrap it around, and then pull it off. But then to go backwards, you poke it through this way, wrap it around here, and then pull it off there. Yes. Poke it through that way. No, wait, we missed a step. Back, reverse, undo. Take that out, put this back on. Ah, shit. Okay, wait. Wait. No, stop it. Panic. Okay, calmly, Anna, calmly. Just pick up that little loop and stick it over the one. Okay, now where are we up to? Let's get that out of the way. Stick these 2 loops on this side. And then swap ends. And then fix it. Alright, just fix it real quick. One moment. Sorry, I can't natter and knit. I can't natter and knit at the same time. What kind of video series is this? Right, so now that we've completely ruined the knitting and then fixed it again, let's try again, shall we? Okay, so anyway, I was saying I have an ASD, comorbidity with an anxiety disorder, which, good, yes, but also at the same time I got the results back of the anxiety/depression test, and apparently legally, well, not legally, what's the word, medically and scientifically, scientific medicine, science, medical people who judge these things think that I'm severely depressed. So I've got severe depression, extremely severe anxiety, and autism. So the one that I'm actually most worried about is the depression, because I've been told I'm depressed multiple times by multiple different healthcare professionals since, like, I don't know, 2005. Before that, even when I was in like high school and stuff. And I'm actually doing really, I don't feel depressed right now. So when I do have my bouts of depression, if this is severely extreme depression, then when I get, if this is severe, sorry, I'm extremely severely anxious. Always, yeah, that's fine. I understand that. That's what the generalized anxiety disorder does. But the depression, right? So, I mean, I don't feel depressed right now, and I'm severely depressed. Like, medically assessed as severely depressed. So when I do feel depressed and I do have actual like depression episodes, I must be like catastrophically depressed, or like those little fire warning signs of like mild, severe, and then it goes all the way through to catastrophic. So yeah, apparently severe weather warning over here all the time. Where am I up to? Let's go 2 backwards. Alright, so poke it through. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. I'm gonna probably do a whole less than a year, we've been thinking it might be autism, and then it's only been since Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's literally been 4 days. It's only been 4 days since I got my diagnosis, so I'm still really messed up about it. I'm very conflicted, and I got really upset because it just means that I'm going to be anxious. We all know that. No, I'm just going to be different forever, because I had this like idea in my what accent was that? So I have this idea in my head of who I could be, like, you know, backwards. Sorry, so I got distracted by the knitting of who I thought I could be one day, and having this autism diagnosis just is like, oh, okay, I will never be this carefree, able to do anything at the drop of a hat, whimsical kind of person, because I need structure and routine, and you know, my autism is going to stop me from being this type of relaxed person, which, like, I knew because of my anxiety disorder anyway, but I guess it just doubles down on that idea that the ideal me that I envision in my mind is a lie constructed by society, and not something that I'm going to be able to strive for. It's an unrealistic goal, you know. So that was a bit damaging. I'm holding myself together very well right now, but I think that's just because I'm in masking mode, real good masking, because I make videos before this one. But I did just want to share with you all that I did share with you. I just want to tell you, I did want to tell you that I do have autism, and we'll add that to my ever-growing list of diagnoses. But you know, other than that, things are going all right, I suppose. It's been one of those ever-present things that just play on my mind constantly, and I've been really, really worried and absorbed, and I guess autism has become a special interest of mine, and I haven't been doing that well about it. I've been quite terrible, actually. Look at this, I've remembered how to knit. Yes, look at me go. One day we'll have a scarf, if I don't frog the knitting process. I learned that word, to frog a knitting project from The Sims. Hello, special interest. Yeah, oh, also fun autism story. So, got my diagnosis on Friday, and then on Saturday, my boyfriend and I went to the movies for 10 hours and 40 minutes, for 11 hours. We went to the movies for 11 hours straight. Wait, I did that wrong. Because Lord of the Rings trilogy, and I thought to myself, you know, like, how symptomatic is that? Like, to spend 11 hours at the movies to watch movies I've seen before, like, that's pretty special interest. It's like diving straight into a special interest the day after getting autism diagnosis. I've had autism forever, but it only feels like I've had it for 4 days, because that's disconnect in my brain between what I used to do as a kid and what's happening now. Yeah, anyway, the telehealth assessment was very stressful. A lot of the expectation was that it would be better for me to have a telehealth assessment because I wouldn't have to go anywhere and be in new settings or travel or all of that stuff. But actually, preparing to have a video in my bedroom of a medical experience was horrific, and my mind is still at odds at this space. It's like, oh no, this space, I don't know, I feel like I had a bad, it's not even that bad. If it was a fine experience, the lady did really well. I mean, I cried the entire time just because of the questions she was asking me and stuff. Like one of the questions was, how do you know when you're happy? And what is happiness? What does happiness feel like? I don't know. So I tried. I had to answer every single question. Like, I couldn't just leave it at I don't know. So I tried real hard to answer the questions. And guess I came back with severe depression. So it does seem like I'm making very much light of this, but that is a coping mechanism, as we all know. That the people who try to make other people feel better are the people that feel the worst. Sometimes. There's a quote about that. I've just misquoted Robin Williams. But yeah. Oh, I dropped a stitch. I dropped a stitch. Let's pick it back up. It'll just have a little bit of a hole now. Wow, I'm really slow at knitting. Was I always this slow at knitting? I guess so. Yeah, so I guess the good thing is that, like, all of my relationships are still really strong. And no one was particularly shocked or surprised. And I got the diagnosis, which I was very, very worried I wasn't gonna get. I was like, I don't think I'm autistic enough, but I am. So that's something I can keep telling myself every time I think my diagnosis isn't real. That I do have a diagnosis, and I am autistic enough. Everything's fine. It's all good, it's all good, it's all good. I think one of the most interesting things about discovering that I am neurodivergent is that the idea of masking. So this here is masking, where you're like being good and you're fitting in with societal norms and you're putting on a mask or a persona or a way of controlling yourself when you're around other people. And I just assumed this was something every single person did. I didn't realize that when people are like, just be yourself, they like meant it. Like that there are people out there who can just like be themselves and don't have to feel like they're putting on an act the entire time, and they don't have to think about it. They don't have to think how not to offend people. They don't have to think about the other things that other people are doing to interpret what it means that person is doing. Like, I'm constantly analysing people, and I thought that everyone did that. Like, I'm always like, oh, everyone's watching me because I'm always watching everyone else. So when people are like, it's okay, nobody's even paying attention to you, I'm like, oh, but they are. But they are really. That's just something you're telling yourself. But no, other people don't have to pay as much attention. As far as I know, neurotypical people don't have to focus all of their attention on their body, other people's body languages, other people's facial expressions to interpret what they mean. It just comes naturally to them. Whereas I'm constantly imagining and feeling the feelings that those people are having, and I'm focused on that because otherwise I just don't know what's going on at all with them. Which, you know, I just thought was an anxiety thing, I guess. I don't know, but it's an autism thing. And also I used to have this cup that I couldn't drink out of any other cup except that one. Apparently that's an autism thing, not an anxiety thing. Yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm learning, but because I've got the comorbidity of both generalized anxiety disorder and autism, I might be able to treat my anxiety better because I'll be able to treat my autism. So hopefully things will change, things will be looking up. And Australia's doing really well with the whole COVID thing, so it hasn't really affected me that much. I mean, I do get scared because global pandemic sometimes, but it's not that bad here, and the injections are starting to roll out, so that's nice. What else is happening in my life? Yeah, I just wanted to reiterate again that I'm really happy that none of my relationships seems to have changed. So my boyfriend was way too supportive about it. He's so good. He's seriously, I'm shocked and surprised at how amazing he is all the time. How good he is to me, and accepting and understanding. And like my mom and my sister, they also have been really understanding and accepting. Everyone in my life has, but my mom and my sister were the ones that did the quiz, right? The quiz, the assessment. found so many "Are you autistic?" online quizzes in the last like 6 months. But the actual assessment was, the first half was with me and the second half was with my mum and my sister. They came in together and did it about me and about when I was 4 or 5 years old and developmental stuff. And yeah, I guess it's just really interesting to think back so far, because I'm 31 now. Like, no one remembers what if I used to play if I used to do imaginative play or not. I don't remember doing it. No one else seems to have noticed, because I was the youngest in a crowd of older kids at that time. So I was always involved with my like direct family people, and just going on with whatever they said, really. Yeah, so it's really good, and like with my dad and stuff and my brother and everyone seems to be fairly supportive. It's like super supportive. Like, I haven't heard any of the responses I was expecting. I even put it on Facebook so that like my extended family can know, and the post that I made I'd been thinking about in my head, and it simply said, "Plot twist, I'm autistic." Yeah, and it is a bit of a plot twist, because, you know, I'm 31 years old. You would think that if I was autistic, we would have picked it up by now, but it's been so heavily covered up by my symptoms of anxiety, which I definitely have, and apparently depression as well, who knew, that, yeah, it never got picked up until I finally got a therapist who listened to me when I said cognitive behavioral therapy isn't working. It hasn't worked for the last 30 years. I don't want to try it again. What else have we got? I don't get it. I don't understand. I'm hitting a wall. Help me. I don't get it. And they would, and she tried multiple times to try and get me to do the things, and then she was like, "Oh wait, let's look at this. I have an idea you might be autistic." And lo and behold, she picked it. So that was actually really nice. It's really good to have a therapist who actually listens to what you say, instead of just trying to get you to do textbook stuff. Because textbook stuff doesn't work on everybody, evidently. Yeah, so whoops, I've got to do the other stitch. So I've done a couple of rows. I should have counted how many we've been doing, but I'm allergic to numbers. The opposite of Rain Man. So, how are you? How are things with you? Let's stop talking about me and my new diagnoses now, because I'm gonna get worked up about it. And there's no need, really. But let me just, if anyone, if you are still watching, let me know your opinions of autism, your experiences with autism. Do you have autism? Do you know someone with autism? I only have one friend. I only know one person who is autistic, and she's had a diagnosis for like as long as I can remember, since she was very small. And we have a lot in common. And I was like, oh, it's really interesting how my anxiety disorder presents so similarly so much. It's funny how my anxiety disorder and her autism had so many symptoms in common. But yeah, turns out autistic. So that's fun. Anyway, I said I was gonna stop talking about that now. So yeah, any opinions or I don't know, just comments, please. Please talk to me in the comments below. Right, so it's raining, right? I mean, you can't hear it raining. It's almost stopped. I think it stopped raining at the moment, which is like the first time in like 15 hours, or more, that it stopped raining, right? So it's been so rainy that it's been flooding, and this time last year Australia was on fire, and now we're underwater. Like, it's literally droughts and flooding rains. Like, we were on fire, and now we are underwater. Like, it's just, that's more stressful than COVID for me at the moment, and it's not even flooding here. I mean, the river is up quite a bit, not heaps, but it is up. It won't flood us in over the bridge, but it could flood us in over the dirt road, so that's pretty scary. But I do love the rain, and it's way less stressful than the fires for me. And yeah, I think it's less destructive slightly, or at least it feels less destructive. I don't know, I'm not in the flood zone. So both fire and flooding is just terrible, and to have them one after the other, like literally only 12 months apart, it's exhausting. COVID is exhausting, mental health is exhausting, masking, whoops. Your movie has been automatically stopped. I hate it when it does that, and I don't know why it does that, and I don't know when it did that. So I was talking about fires and floods and stuff, and now it's been 12 months since the fires, and now, oh listen, it's still raining. Yeah, so I don't know where I was up to. I'm gonna finish this row and then maybe do one more row, and then that's gonna be it for this knit and natter. I know I was like, I'm not gonna just talk about autism in this video, and then all I did was talk about autism in this video, but it's the thing, you know, it's what is happening in my life right now. It's the health thing that I was really worried about earlier, and still am to a certain degree, but that's, you know, it's hard. So yeah, how are you doing? What's new in your life? Tell me things. I want to have a conversation with you, so if you have anything to say anyway, comment below. Yeah, this video is cursed. Wait, so many times. Right, so I like the whispering in the knit and natter because I can talk longer without having to hear the sound of my own voice. But yeah, I'm running out of things to say because I guess one of the autism things is special interests, as you well know by now, and one of my special interests is autism, and then I'm not interested in talking about anything else because it's not autism related. So now I'm like, well, what do I say? If I have to stop talking about autism, what do I say? What do I say? So I think I'm gonna go, and I hope that I'm gonna do like 3 more rows, but I'm gonna do those not talking, just so that if you are half asleep, it doesn't abruptly cut off. It's just like from me not talking and then just bam, nothing. So I'll do a couple more lines. Maybe you'll be able to hear some of the actual knitting sounds. Not confident though, because the closer I try and get to the microphone, the more I lose control of the knitting. Poke through, wrap it round, pull it off. Poke through, wrap it round, pull it off. So I hope that you got some insight, maybe, or I guess tingles. I doubt it because I don't feel like this is a particularly tingly video, but whispered rambles, people love those. Do you love those? I love those. I really love whispered rambles. Anyway, evidently